Check, check. Oh, okay, that was the problem. Fantastic. Which means I got to find my spare batteries, which I did hide at the curling club. Oh, hey, I'm probably live. Hello, everyone. This is John Gephardt. I have not used any of this audio casting equipment in quite a while, but you're listening to my voice if you're watching either of these finals. I guess I can, yeah, you know what? I bet Ivo Petrov would join me on the mic. We'll see if that's going to happen. I stashed some batteries back here. Oh, no, I'm giving up my secrets to everyone. But I stashed some batteries just in case. Because I need them for my mic preamp pickups. So thank you, Past John. So that we can have a second person on the mic here. Restashing them. If anybody wants to just bring a 50-pack of AAA batteries to the club, I'd welcome that. Things apparently get eaten pretty easily. I know, this is very exciting. If anyone can hear my voice on the feeds, and they're sitting at a computer, and they want to tell me if these levels sound good, I would appreciate that. We'll see. I feel like Evo's about to check. He's such a good guy. He offered me a flashlight when I was trying to check some levels earlier, trying to figure out the reason why I don't have a preamp. What a thoughtful guy. You can hear me breathing, though. I might have to bring that down. All right. Evo, would you like to get on the mic with me? Are you sure? They're right here. I can plug you in a second. There's probably a good 10 or 15 second delay. Thank you, buddy. Just got a thumbs up. That the audio levels sound good. Well, I will make these available soon enough. In the meantime, I'm just going to keep pattering while I bring up my feeds. The question is, do I watch it from here, or do I watch it from YouTube? I think I watch it from here.
Catch the stone, Dylan!
Oh, that was quite the pop. I apologize for that. I just laughed at the Catch the Stone Dylan that I heard in the background. very jokingly said towards Dylan. I assume that Dylan is probably somebody on Sanzelli. I'm going to get a thumbs up or thumbs down. Yes. Yes. The crowd in here can't hear it, but there was a very funny member of the Sanzelli team saying, "Catch the stone, Dylan!" as it went by. As I share that with our peanut gallery here, we've got a fair number of folks watching, including many members of the family of Sanzelli. I'll try to get some information on that from the family members. Oh, what have I done over here? I don't. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Let me get my full sheet layout here. Is it a right click? It's a right click. I got both my feeds up. We're good to go. Okay. Let me also, I'm just going to scoot over and do this all from Sheet 2. Sheet 2 has a browser window that's open up with all of my names in case I'm smart enough to actually check the team list names. And it's got stuff like the live feeds, so I can see if anyone's actually listening to this. I don't see any replies, or I don't see any comments on these videos, and that's fine. These things happen. Let's take a look here. Right. The latest stream performance. I had the pleasure this morning of jumping on to Team Ingwer. One of their members, Brett Curran, was called away on business. He asked me last night if I would jump on over. I kind of neglected the fact that I'd be losing an hour's sleep, and as a true curler, I, of course, was at home watching the late start and completion of the 10 o'clock at night game. So got to bed around 1, and then I got to watch the clock immediately automatically flip to 2, and I was like, oh, well, that's gonna limit my sleep with a 6:45 alarm. But it all worked out. And I'm wearing my lucky Sunday pants, with the record of which I have improved to 19-2, which is wild. Thank you, Renee. Renee let me know that the mic level is fine. I will remind everybody listening that we have a crossover cable with our audio, so both sheets 1 and 2 can hear me. So as I comment on some of the stuff, I will try to say which sheet I'm talking about. Sheet 1's got quite a wall of yellow guards. Looks like yellow's doing quite well. That would be Team CLOUSER. Team CLOUSER up after 2 ends by 4. Currently sitting 3 in the house. Fairly well covered, I'd say. Barry Klein with the red 7 on the way, trying to make a hole here for his hammer. He does a nice, that's a great shot. He's going to clear 2 yellows out of the back there. He does leave the shooter blocking center line, but I think it's better than he found it. He's got to probably be pretty happy with that. I bet is Cody's going to block up the main red on the center line from being a promote target for Barry with the hammer. Front sheet 2, I see that Bill Peskoff is in the hack. Lining up. Sheet 2, we have Meller up with the Redstones after 3 ends. They are up 4-1 over Team Sanzelli. I'm going to ask the family members here. Is Team Sanzelli a U18 club, a U21? They're U21. And where are they based out of? Cape Cod and Bucks. Very nice. Thank you. I think I heard earlier that they occasionally mix their lineup up. Is that the case? This is not their normal lineup. Okay. Well, hats off to them, and we appreciate them coming over to our annual men's spiel here at Plainfield Curling Club with our massive 2 sheets of ice and a bathroom that can fit nearly 5 people, shoulder to shoulder. But we do throw a decent party. Got a really nice sweep here on sheet 2 from the Sanzelli team. Back to the action over on sheet 1. Looks like we're going to see our hammer. As expected, Cody CLOUSER made his shot. He was trying to prevent a promote on that center red. Looks like Barry can see some of it. I think they're deciding, do they want to promote their guard that's totally open, or do they want to maybe throw a downweight shot that would get by and find their center one? I think either shot's a pretty good option. This one's probably a bit safer. Vice Terry Schumer. I play with Terry on Thursdays in our Thursday Night League team entry. Been playing with him for several years. Terry's been throwing well this weekend whenever I looked up to watch. Terry's got the broom. Barry Klein skip over on sheet 1 with the red hammer here in the third end. And he's hoping to promote a stone that's probably at least biting the 4-foot. I would say of our 2 sheets right now, sheet 1 is probably playing more straight up. Sheet 2 has a little bit of funky fall on the wall side. It's a lot better than our old floor, though. Our old floor used to was on jack stands in a very dangerous, like 4-foot of crawl space. Rusty nails might get you in the head. This looks pretty nice from Barry if it's got the weight. Doesn't have the weight. It's a little soft, but they were close on that one. So 2 more for yellow over on sheet 1 in our A event game. That's going to put CLOUSER up by 6 after 3 ends. Yellow was thrilled. Red is probably chatting with each other, like, you know what, we got some ends left. Let's try to get 2 or 3 here. Get back in it. Looking at our action over here on sheet 2. I think we're seeing a hit, or we're seeing a promote. Oh, that's right. I got to look on the YouTube feed so that I'm the same with you guys. Oh wait, no, I should not be looking on the YouTube feed. I should be looking at live. There we go. Sorry about that. Over on sheet 2, Team Meller up. I think trying to draw around that red guard. I'm going to say to the young man next to me that when I look over here, I sound very smart because I get to see the shot happen before the audience. So I try to look over to my right and just stare at the computer screens. And if I look at YouTube, I look very dumb because those are delayed. Evo, I imagine with your involvement with the with junior curling, you've probably seen this team around quite a bit. Oh, really? Oh, I apologize for not knowing that. He was informing me that Dylan is a 7-year playing field member. It's clear how often I'm able to help out. Oh, he plays the Thursday Matinee League. Very nice. Is he a Sanzelli? No. What is his last name? Okay, that makes more sense. That name does ring a bell. Seattle. Number 27. Does he have a jersey with a number on it? Oh, okay. Do you know why he's 27? After 7 years of coaching, you don't know the answer to that? Oh, man. I found a real hole in the armor there. Thank you, Ivo. And thank you to Ivo Petrov for all the time that he has put into our juniors programs. We've had a lot of success with our Plainfield juniors. And it's always fun seeing the updates of how they've done it, the different away spiels. So on sheet 1, it looks like we've got a really nice tight center guard from Team CLOUSER in the yellow. Barry's electing to draw around the corner guard that he has set. Hopefully somewhere in the top 8, maybe T-line weight. I've heard that Dylan is also a member of Pittsburgh. 2. We've got a red rock coming. I think this is the red 4, red 5. I guess this is probably a tap. Maybe a draw around. It doesn't look like it's cutting very well. Is it by? A little rub. Rolled in. I think Dennis Mellerup's going to hit this from roll under. Yep, that looks like the call.
Okay, fair enough.
Danny Stetsky is shining up his rock on sheet 2. Danny is vicing. He's got the yellow 6. He's got a wonderful drawback delivery, old school style. I also like how he shines up his rock. He kind of flips it up vertically, kind of rolls it away from his body and then back. It's a lot of flash and flare, but I always enjoy playing with Danny Sketsy there. And he makes his shot. He doesn't get the roll that he wanted on sheet 2, but he does get the nose hit. Team Cinzelli with the red 6 over on sheet 2. In our 4th event final. I think they're going to try the same hit and roll under. It's pretty tight ice, though. They might, they would probably love to make the double as well if the opportunity presents itself. It's always pretty great when you hear yes and no. That means the line's pretty close to great. Make some apologies between the Vice and the Skip on that one for their disagreement, but that's the thing about curling. We're pretty polite. Hear an apology from both sides on a mostly made shot. We did lose a shooter. They didn't quite get the double or the roll under, but it's nice to take one of the yellows off. There's Danny Stetsky again on sheet 2 with the yellow 6, shining the rock up. This looks like a draw under to me. Oh, look at this. I love it. We've got some wonderful information here. Nice. Awesome. Wow. 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 Nice. This is tremendous. Thank you so much. I just got handed quite a bit of commentary broadcast information from Cinzelli, my family member. He's got diagrams, got fun facts. I'm going to try not to burn through them too fast. Red sheet 1. Team KLEIN just had a nice little hit and roll under. Oh, so that is Dylan in the gray hat. I was complimenting Dylan between games here on his sweeping form. He's got everything that I aspire to do. I think I can mostly get the flat back, but I'm trying to keep the legs out of the hip line for as long as possible. I'm always working on that. And then you've got players that can really just live on the balls of their feet. Your whole goal with sweeping is basically to get your body mass above your belt line, essentially falling down onto the ice, which increases the amount of friction that you get. which, depending on who you ask, either produces deeper slashes in the ice if you have great form and great weight, and or helps melt some of the pebble. Oh, great roll on sheet 1 from Team KLEIN. Nice little hit and roll under. Over on sheet 1, we've got Terry Schumer. Looks like he is shining up a rock. Which means I probably just said the wrong thing, but that's okay. Dennis Miller up is throwing his first rock over on sheet 2. Yellow 7. They're going to try to get around this guard. They would love it to curl, but it looks like it's going to hang out there. So they're going to leave it. I'd probably take that back if it's me, because I think I know what Cinzelli's going to call. And they're probably going to look at that rock that just showed up right around the T line, and they're probably going to hit and roll under. And that is the point and call. They would love to actually get a nice little inside double. But given those two red center guards, I think they're happy with either. The hard part here on sheet 2 is the fact that you're out there a bit, so you do get a little bit of fall from this wall. Yeah, thankfully on sheet 2, they've got that yellow 1.5, 2 guard that's sitting on the right 4-foot line. That really gives them value if they can make this double, because their shooter will still stay well under cover. But again, even if they just, hit and flop over into the 4-foot anywhere, they would love that. And really, if they nose, it's not that bad either. They do give yellow a chance for 2, I suppose, but they do want to roll here. So, again, sheet 2. Team Cinzelli, their red 8 is on the way. They're trying to cut it over. It looks like they're going to get a bit of a flop, but not quite enough. So let's see what yellow elects to do. They're going to stay away from their opponent's stone. I think that's usually the good decision. I know whenever I'm vicing and I see my opponent come anywhere near one of my stones, they might accidentally bump versus just come into the clean side. I'm usually pretty happy. So, enough percentage of time. They might throw it a little wide or a little heavy, and they accidentally bump you up, and you get multiples. You get a steal point. So again, we've got our hammer here on the 4th end of our 4th event final in sheet 2. Dennis Miller up. He is just looking for bite of the 4-foot. Mid 8 is fine too. It's going to be weight dependent. He does not have any backing on this side. Heard a call of close several times, so maybe they're worried that they're near the guards. No, they've got plenty of room. Weight only. Okay, maybe up. Maybe up. No, they're right to keep on it. It's pretty great. Nice shot from Dennis. Nice shot. Nice sweep from Steve and Bill. Yellow takes her deuce. So that will bring our score a little bit tighter after we're halfway through our 4th event final in sheet 2. The score 4-3. Cinzelli is on top, and they're going to have the hammer coming into the 5th. I'm going to read a fact off my page here. Nicholas Cinzelli is out of Cape Cod. He was 13 years old during his first year of competitive curling. He's been curling since he was 4, which is common in Canada, or maybe like the northwest U.S., but I feel like not so much in the East Coast here. I didn't start curling until I was 30. What am I at now? 32, something like that. The best thing about this sport, though, I play 3 nights a week. I'm here Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays. And age and gender just really don't matter. Lightning quick hit over on sheet 1. But yeah, getting back to it, I really just love the fact that this sport just draws just such courteous, thoughtful, kind, just loving people, good sportsmanship. And it's just so terrific to, like I say to friends, you know, where else as an adult are you going to be able to go out on a Wednesday night, you play a sport, you burn 500, 600 calories on the front end if you're sweeping really hard. I'm wearing a t-shirt in 41-degree weather, still feeling hot. And I turn to, you know, the 25-year-old and the 65, 70-year-old next to me who just beat me in this sport. You share a drink with them. You share friendships. It's just really wonderful to find a sport that you could play, you know, old as you want. If your knees go out on you, you can start using a stick. There are plenty of terrific stick goers that beat me 9 times out of 10. Got a terrific set of wheelchair curlers in the U.S. But yeah, it's really wonderful. And I like to say to friends too, just the thoughtfulness and trustworthiness of curlers is just second to none. You could take a $100 bill in a busy Bonspiel weekend. You could open a can of Coke and take one sip out of it, put it in the middle of the table on top of a $100 bill, and come back in 6 hours. Someone's politely recycled that Coke, but your money's still there. Sheet 1, it looks like Red was trying to draw under over with a corner. They're kind of protecting their stone in the back too, their shot rock, so that's not bad. Decent result. Probably meant to maybe put that in the rings. CLOUSER directing traffic for the yellow 8 rock on sheet 1. He's going to try to get a tap here. He doesn't need much. Deep 12 foot or a bite of the 8 will be enough. Great shot over here from sheet 2. They were able to carve their rock over, find the shot rock that was partially buried, drive it back to the 12 foot. Keep their shooter. The shooter does roll open, but you know, you're always happy push the opposing stone out. CLOUSER on sheet 1. Again, is going to try a downweight tap here. It could be a draw behind the left guard, but I think the tap is the call. Oh, maybe they're just coming right down to shot rock. No, they're going for the tap. All right, so this is going to sit open. Drag it back a bit. Make the distance a little hard to get to. Barry's got an open look at it with hammer on sheet 1. So if Barry knows this, he'll take his deuce. He'll be happy. Barry skates up. I'm very excited. One of our club members has made an extremely generous donation to get us some new rocks, potentially as soon as next season. It's not every day that you get to play with new rocks. As the rocks age, their running bands will widen. There's actually some really cool scientific studies that have been done the last 5-10 years, and one of them that I saw maybe 2 years ago was some very high-speed photography. I want to say it was like, I don't know, literally 40,000 frames a second. I guess the expectation was that only on hits would the running band wear down, but what they were able to prove with this photography at such fast shutter speeds that basically any contact between two rocks produces just this infinitesimal amount of granite dust. So the rocks do wear under any contact whatsoever. Barry throws a great shot, right on nose. He's going to take his 2. He's going to cut the CLOUSER lead to 4. So, at the half in our A event final on sheet 1, again, Barry KLEIN takes 2, and we've got a 4-point game. Let's look in on our action on sheet 2. About halfway through our 5th end. Got a hit coming in from Team Cincelli. I believe that's Dylan. Nope, it's not. Great sweeps. Well, they'll lose a shooter. They probably wanted to get a cross face there, but it doesn't always happen. We take shot rock off. Speaking of Dylan, I did get an answer on why he is 27. That is a family number. And as Evo, one of the coaches and trainers of our junior program here at Plainfield for quite a while, informed me Dylan is a 7-year member here, and he plays in our Thursday Matinee League. Oh, Bill Pescoff's trying to hold this rock for any contact. Oh, over on sheet 2, but just gets by on their hit attempt. Let's see what Red Ops to do. Yep, they're going to draw top 8 undercover. Classic call. Enjoy it. Given that Cinzelli has the hammer here in the 5th on sheet 2, they probably don't want to leave a guard. But they also don't want to be in the back of the house, so I think anything top house here is nice. They'd love to be center line behind that 1-2 guard on the center. I guess 1 guard, actually. I hear some yells for hard, and I hear some sweeping. Lets me know that maybe this is a touch light. I think they're well into the rings. They would love to get it to center. Good sweep. Nice shot. Dennis is going all in for the steal here. And he signals to his vice for the yellow 5 rock that he would love to be top 8. Hidden somewhere behind that high 1 guard on the center line. And the red rock that was just thrown into the 8-foot. Danny Stetsky. Rocks away. I was beaten by Team Meller Up in our first game. I want to say they won 10-0 in their first game. We had the bye. And then they did quite well against us as well. A good squad. I think these guys are all long-time friends. Steve Lenkenke, Bill Peskoff, Dennis Meller Up, Danny Stetsky. Danny curls out of the, I want to say, Long Island Curling Club, but he was a member at Plainfield at one point. He does have a name on a rock. So I've certainly thrown the Stetsky rock in my 12 years of curling quite a few times. I guess I should look in on the YouTube comments if there is any. I hope this sounds okay. I hope this is vaguely entertaining. I assume you guys can hear me on both sheets. I heard a hard for no jam call. Over on sheet 2. Great shot. They probably would have liked to roll under, but, you know, again, no jam. It's nice. Our microphones for our sheets are pretty much at the halfway point between the hog lines. We initially floated the idea of trying to put microphones at each of the ends, but we all quickly realized that nobody probably wants to hear, you know, some of the communication that goes on from the vices and the skips. I'd be pretty guilty of that too. Over on sheet 1, got a draw attempt. A little bump, a little freeze. Freeze would be really nice. Good rock. Oh, and I apologize. It looks like I must have missed a rock on sheet 1 because Barry actually scored 3 in the 4th end. I think they were just sitting 2. Maybe they had a biter somewhere I didn't see. I almost want to run that back and see it, but I trust him. Over on sheet 2, we've got the red 6 rock about to come down. They would love to hit and roll under with this. Sorry, it's a red 7. No, it is a red 6. Ooh, it's a hard for a piece call, but is that going to jam? No, it does kick the yellow rock under. Not really partial cover yet. But it does make them shot. And with Team Mellerup looking to steal in this end, looks like they're going to choose to not be greedy. That's probably the right call. They can try to guard that rock that just got bumped up into the 4-foot. On sheet 1, we've got a hurry call. Hurry for line. They want to get by this guard. Oh, they really don't want to lose this guard. Oh, that's going to open everything up over on sheet 1. It's a shame. Which means I think we're going to know what the Team CLOUSER is going to do. Yep, they're going to look at that rock that's now fully exposed. And they're going to hit it. They probably wouldn't mind a flop in either direction, but it's also their hammer. Yeah, they probably love to flop. I'm going to say towards the board, towards the wall, to the left. But even if they nose, it's not the worst thing. It just leaves it open for the hit. Sheet 2. Here's this guard I think that they eventually probably called. They might have called a bump. There was some discussion between the skip and the vice. Should probably look at my phone. Oh! It looks like we had a rock that cut quite a bit over on sheet 1. So that otherwise open hit happened to catch a guard. So Barry caught a real break there. Let's see what Barry wants to do. He's trying to steal in this end. So I think Barry's decision now is, do I put a guard back up on my rock that's not shot? The other option would be to hit that yellow. The other option might be to tap yourself up. But Barry figures, you know, it's my vice's first stone. I'll try to put a guard up that I can use later. Over on sheet 2, we got some discussion from Team Senzelli. It looks like the yellow rock from Team Mellerup. Maybe they were going for the guard and brought it in for a freeze. It didn't quite get it. But it is open. The double is potentially here. So I think to avoid the jam over on sheet 2, I think Senzelli is going to want to take this rock over the top. So they want to hit on the broom side. If it crosses over to nose, the back rock might jam on that red rock in the back 4. They don't want that. I'm going to call for Daniel Offer to go. Ooh. I heard something was garbage. I'm not sure if they said the ice was garbage. Or maybe there was garbage on the ice. But we could do a flash from Senzelli here in our 4th event final. Sheet 2. Tough flash for them too, so. Mellerup's got to decide here, you know. All right, we're looking to steal. We're sitting 1st and 3rd. Do we want to bump up our 3rd rock maybe into the other side of the top 4 and leave the shooter? Or do we want to just guard? And they're going to elect to just guard. They're going to say, you know what, we're happy to potentially just take 1 here. Sheet 1, great shot. Nice double. Taking both of the red rocks out of the rings. Leaving 2 yellows with hammer. Kind of tough for Team KLEIN. Terry Schumer's shining up his red 6 over on sheet 1, so they're going to need some rocks in the house soon. It's hard to tell, but it looks like from... Can't quite see it on the overhead because of our cameras. I'm going to say that other yellow is probably on the rings, that little biter, out to the left side on sheet 1. We'll see at the end, though. Terry's going to try to hit and roll on the rock that's just behind T-line. Even a hit here is pretty important. On sheet 2, it looks like Team Meller up through the guard as they planned. They succeeded, which leaves Senzelli with a choice of, you know, they could potentially try to run the yellow up, but it's getting a little late in the end. That's pretty risky. Instead, with their hammer, I think they're making probably the right call. And they're saying, let's tap our red up. So that'll be an important hammer. Back to sheet 1, it looks like the result of Terry Schumer's red 6 was to take the yellow off, but they did... Oh, they didn't even take it off. They just bumped it to the back. That's tough. So sheet 1, it looks like there's at least 2 yellows on, maybe 3. Red's running low on rocks. Red does not have the hammer. Don't want to allow a big end here. That could seal the game. Let's jump back to the hammer on sheet 2. They're looking for a mostly nose raise here. Actually, they're probably trying to bump out the yellow from the top 4. I will give them 2. Hard all the way. It looks pretty great. Oh, could they bump it? Oh, that's fine. All right, so Red's going to take 1 there, but you're not happy with your 1. Good shot. They would love to take 2 there, but you know, they didn't give up a steal, and that's important. So, after 5 ends on sheet 2, in our 4th event final, Team Senzelli with the Red Rocks has a 5-3 lead. Back to sheet 1, I think that Team CLOUSER is probably trying to put another one of the rings here. They're probably happy with a bump or a freeze, a split, just anything that puts it in. Good shot. Bumps, partially covered. You can probably see it from the center line towards the wall there. Barry's chatting with Terry and saying, you know, do we want to try to hit and roll here? Would they roll underneath the yellow 12-foot? Would they roll underneath the red guard? I think from this ice, they're probably just going to freeze. It's not a bad call, especially with the yellow sitting quite a few in the house right now. Potentially 4. We're not really sure if it's 3 or 4 yet. But Barry needs a rock in play, so he is going to take advantage of the fact that he can see this shot rock. And he's going to come down to it. He would love the corner freeze here. Really can't afford to be light and not be in the house. You also can't afford to bump and flop open. It's always tough when you're trying not to give up a big end. Checking my text messages here to see if I heard from anybody. Screenshot. I suppose I could have better posture for this. That's fine. Nice. Oh, it looks like Barry's rock either picked or was a touch light. Maybe he was a little bit narrow, but it looked like a pick to me, especially with the discussion afterwards over on sheet 1. That's rough. It's really hard to lose that red 7 and not be in the house. So yellow's going to make this a little harder. Thank you very much, Rob. Rob Young with the quick text. Rob Young, a former Plainfield member, now curling out of Potomac. Rob, I want to say, is a computational biologist? Geneticist. Maybe all three words, something like that. Rob curled here for several years. He's always a lot of fun, on and off the ice. I always enjoy playing down at Potomac, too. Sheet 1. Again, it's a yellow hammer. They're sitting 3, maybe 4. This is definitely in the rings. They got to be happy with that. It's a little, probably deeper than they wanted. But it is probably going to lock Barry off from being able to freeze him that shot rock again. So Barry's got another decision to make. You know, he's thinking, do I try to double these off? The the yellow 1-2 and maybe flop. Hey, how are you? What do you think? Oh, we're getting a little head tickle from Patty B. Monaco right now. But yeah, so in sheet 1, Barry's in a tough spot. Yellow is sitting 4, maybe 5, depending on if that outside rock is a biter or not. He wants to stem the damage, but he also needs this red rock to either be fully buried, which I don't think he really is an option, or he's going to have some kind of freeze. It looks like they're electing to go for the double. I think they're going to try to cross the face here. Send the high rock essentially straight back and hope that they can flop underneath that other yellow. That would be a terrific shot for them here. It would certainly stem any risk of huge damage. Biophysicist. That is what Rob Young is. I was close. I guess I didn't get the word physicist, though. Thank you, Rob. Oh, yes. There is a proliferation of pigs at our club. Someone has all these small 1-inch pink plastic pigs. In anticipation of our annual Bond Squeal, where we roast a full pig for the last many years. Oh, over to sheet 2. All right, so sorry. Back to sheet 1. Barry did make his hit to clear 1. He did jam on the yellow, and he did not get his flop. That leaves him in a precarious situation. He does have backing of the shot rock in the 4-foot. But if yellow is able to hit and squirt this red rock out, yellow can even afford to lose a shooter here. They're going to sit at least 3 or 4 without it, maybe up to 5. But the possibility is definitely open on sheet 1 with this yellow hammer coming, that if it does drive the red rock straight back, it will jam, and it will give red a steal of 1, which would be a huge relief for red, disappointment for yellow. But it's Cody CLOUSER who competes at a national level, so I feel like he's going to make this shot, and he does. And he spills a shooter, and they don't mind. And we will see when they hang a score whether or not they hang 3 or 4. We've got some potential discussions. Might see a handshake. I think Barry's asking his team if they maybe want to play another end or 2. Pearlers are very courteous. They decide if they're still in a game or not. Looks like we're going to at least try another one back. Let's see what number they hang here. Over on sheet 2. Looks like red, steel team. Cincelli is sitting with 2 in the house. 1 partially buried, one quite open. Steve Langanke has his yellow 3 rock away, 4 rock away, one of those. Going for the hit. They probably wanted to try to cross face. Touch wide on that, but they did accomplish half of their goal. Driving one of the red rocks off. So let's see what Cincelli wants to do here. They might take the yellow and roll under. I could also see them maybe drawing to like the top 8 biter on the right side. They might also elect to split the house as a steel team. But that's usually more reserved for a hammer team. They're going to go with the hit and roll under, targeting this yellow rock. I like this call. Over on sheet 1, it looks like our yellow team that is up. But they did take 4, so they're up to 10-3. They did the classic move where you look at the scoreboard, and if you're up by a bunch, you say, put the first rock in. Let's challenge our opponents. All right, I would say that was a good result over on sheet 2. It wasn't quite their A shot. They did lose their shot rock, but they also took the yellow out, and they left the shooter. Still got to be pretty happy with that. Dennis is going to elect, do we kind of hit this red, or do we freeze on it? Here with hammer, and he's going to elect to freeze on it. He's just choosing which side to come. Danny with the red 5 rock on sheet 2. I would say this ice probably swings about an equal distance. Might swing a little bit more towards the wall. That's why they're coming this way. Makes sense. More pro side miss on this side too, with that guard just outside the 4 foot. Sweepers are on it. Are they by the guard? I'm not sure. They're by the guard, but it's a little bit short. They probably would have loved to be in the rings there. Red's going to elect for the same here. They're going to try to bury one underneath that new yellow guard. Maybe take a bite of the 4 foot. Or top 8. That would work too. Again on sheet 2. We're at sheet 1. Barry's trying to figure out how he can score several here. Which, when you're down, tends to mean that you're going to throw some lower weight shots. Our draw undercover is away over on sheet 2. The sweepers are off of it, which tells me maybe it's wide or light. It's light. But it leaves a guard that can help them out later as a steel team, so we got to be happy with that. I think what we're going to see is, for the rest of sheet 2 here, with our remaining 5 rocks that are left, we're probably going to see a draw under game. Who can put more under? Yellow 6. Stetsky. Looks like he might have pushed that out a little bit. I do see Bill Peskoff on it early though, so maybe that's for weight, but I think it needs to come in. I might want to switch and put Steve on this one to drive it in a bit. It's pretty hot. Well, that's fine. Probably like back 4. Ooh, top 4. Look at that thing sit down. Now, you don't love leaving that open if you're yellow. You do let Sanzelli basically just hit and roll under. They just got to choose what weight they like. So on sheet 2, Team Sanzelli with the red rocks. They're going to be throwing their, I think, red 7 for their first skip rock. They basically just want to take this red rock out, or this yellow rock out. They would love to cross the face so they can flop underneath those 3 guards on the left side. But frankly, they're up by 2. They just want to get rid of this yellow at the end of this shot. Even if they just hit nose or lose the shooter, it's not the worst thing. Red 7 is away on sheet 2. I heard a hard call for the sweep, and then I heard a whoa, 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 which maybe it's not cutting. We've got a push attempt. Pretty good. Oh, you don't want to tick yellow over. Oh. Sometimes you want to sweep those by, but I kind of get the impetus to to see if you can carve it over. One of the most underrated shots, I think, in club level curling is knowing when to sweep it by at like the halfway point, rather than continuing to try for something that's probably not going to happen and accidentally kissing your opponent a couple inches underneath the cover, and you can never really hit them again. But I love when it happens to my rocks, when my opponent ducks us under. I had a couple audibles as a sweeper in today's 2 games that I participated in. I was able to sweep a couple rocks by that probably would have been trouble. It's an underrated shot. On sheet 1, I think we've got a hit and roll under attempt here from Barry KLEIN. I'm here in a hurry for a line. Ooh, that red rock is really crossing over. Are they by the guard? No. Oh, but it's going to work out. Oh, it's going to work out well. That's why you stay with it. Sometimes it's not how you draw it up, but it's how you audible. Nice rock for the KLEIN rink, being able to get the little wick off of a guard, which redirects their downweight hit shot, and is able to roll their shooter under cover, covered by 2 rocks. Again, over in sheet 1. I'm thinking Team CLOUSER is probably going to peel this guard off. Got Brian Dutt. Vice here. I see Brian a couple times a year, usually when I'm playing in Philly. Part of the Dutt franchise of players. Daniel Dutt also plays out of Plainfield, so I see him on our Monday night competitive leagues. Terrific curler. Good guy. I think yellow's going to try a straight run back here on sheet 1. And even if they just peel this guard, they're still pretty happy. I'm not sure which the A shot and B shot is, but both are good. On sheet 2, we've got our red 8 rock. I'm thinking this is a draw under. I heard back 12 called out, though, which tells me it might be a little hot. That's not really going to help red out. Might have wanted to stay on that just to roll, just to get a little bit of a hit, ditch some speed, and maybe roll under to the back 4. Either way, they're going to leave a catcher, though, so yellow is going to try to go for a deuce here. We just need a bite of the 4-foot on sheet 2 to tie it up. So let's see. Can Skip Meller up, make his draw? And or, if he's heavy, can his sweepers inform the vice with enough time to call a straight sweep down to that red cover? You can't have both. You cannot have both. You just gotta decide quickly. I don't think that Denny's gonna overthrow this, but let's see. Call out his tee. Oh, I heard back line, which means they're probably going to stay on it and try that second plan that I told you about. They're staying on it. They want to get onto that red rock. Oh, they really need this to cut over. I don't know if it's gonna. Is it gonna cut over enough? Oh, looks like it will. Good sweep. Good sweep. Great audible. We've got a tie ball game over here on sheet 2 in our 4th event final. See Meller up and Cincelli as we enter the 6th end. Looking in our action over on sheet 1, we've got our A event final. Team CLOUSER is up 10-3 over the Barry KLEIN rink at Plainfield. And with their yellow 6 rock, they're looking to take out this open red rock that's on the button. They'd probably love to roll to the right. Although it's hard for me to speak in rights and lefts, I'd probably roll under the guard, I should say. If they rolled open, that's not the worst thing, too. I just don't really want to nose this. Oh, that's really taken off, but looks great. Inside roll. ditches a little speed off that yellow rock. Sits them on top of each other. Barry, yeah, pretty much just has one shot he could call here. Well, I guess he could call 2 shots. He could call a hit on that high yellow in the 4-foot. Maybe flop underneath that guard. Or he could call draw under. He's going to elect for the latter. Terry Schumer with the yellow 6 rock, or the red 6 rock. And he's trying to freeze on that back yellow. It looks pretty good. He needs it to cut, though. I like the sweep. Oh, it really sat down on him. I thought that was going to be at least behind tee. So there is a jam possibility here, but the way that Team CLOUSER's been shooting, it doesn't seem likely. And really, as long as it doesn't full jam here, Cody doesn't really mind what happens to the red, as long as you can drive it, you know, into at least the 12-foot. Nose is probably great here if you're yellow on sheet 1. That way you can block some of the draw path for Barry's eventual hammer. Tie game after 6 over on sheet 2. Got our action beginning to unfold. 2 rocks in play. Your classic mostly center guard. And your classic probably draw under that was slightly missed. That's okay. This is, like I said, sheet 2's playing a little wiggly this time of the year. Oh, and another, we got a rare miss over on sheet 1. Looks like it cut and found that guard. But yellow's happy with that. That will give them the ability on their next shot to find any reds that are still available to be hit. Sheet 1, Barry's trying to figure out, what do I do with my red 7? I need a bunch of points. I think you got to go for it here. I mean, you're in the 6th. I think you got to try to drive both those yellows out, and you hope that somehow yellow flashes with their eventual hit. But yeah, I mean, you don't want to do anything cute here. You definitely can't just throw a guard. You gotta at least hit this high yellow. It's in the 4-foot. Ideally, you knock them both off so that you're maybe sitting 3 after this. On sheet 2, I think we've entered ourselves in another draw under the guards competition. But I'm going to keep the action over here in sheet 1. I think this is probably a pretty pivotal rock for the rest of this A-event final. Barry Klein is going to throw the red 7 of the hammer team. Try to clear out both these yellows. He'd love to flop on, he'd love to cross the face here so that his shooter flops underneath. He doesn't have to, though. He could hit the outside and still keep the shooter somewhere in the 8-foot. He really needs a double here. Double no jam. Shooter would be great to keep. Set up the possibility of a bunch of points. I like the call. I like the throw. I like the result. Love the roll. Great shot from Barry. A little academic on what Cody's going to do here. I think he got a chance at a triple, actually, when thrown by a top flight curler, like Mr. CLOUSER. But if he hits just about where the broom is, he can drive both those red rocks and the 4-foot off. And I think his shooter might even spill over and drive that red rock on the right tee line off as well. This could be really fun to watch. On sheet 2, it looks like Sanzelli is going to maybe promote one of the reds. But, again, sheet 1, huge rock. Oh, he might have flipped that inside. I hear a lot of sweep calls. On the release, might have flipped it. Great shot. So that does cut down Barry's ability to score too many. He's got to throw the skip's deuce here, as we say, when both the skip rocks end up counting after all the rocks come to rest. Barry just wants to nose this rock out. You could also flop to either side as long as it doesn't roll out fully into the 12. But it will keep him in the ball game. That's what he wants here. On sheet 2, we might have a raise attempt. Kind of missed the call, but I think we're trying to raise that open yellow. It'd be a great shot if they can get it. Little redirect, little push. It's going to sit about half open. I think I'm happy with it, though, if I'm yellow. 7th end, I'd rather be sitting shot, especially from the steel team, as yellow is. Big rock from Barry on sheet 1. Sweepers are on it. Looks pretty good. Nice shot. Skips deuce. That's going to make it a 10-5 game after 6. I'm going to use this opportunity to mute myself and hit the restroom. See ya. Hello, welcome back. So if you're watching sheet 1, you know that we are in the 6th end. CLOUSER is over Barry KLEIN by 5. We've got a tight game over in our 4th event final over on sheet 2. It's a battle of the promotes. Team Meller Up's currently sitting 1, hoping to get their steal. Team Sanzelli's looking here and thinking, well, could we do something with our open rock in the 12-foot? And I like this call for the red rock here. They're going to try to hit it on the high side, on the broom side. They're going to see if they can split the shooter to the left and drive their own red rock over to the right, smashing into the yellow. And at the end of it, have 2 red rocks sitting both under cover in the top 12. It's a good shot call. Hear a lot of really hard calls. Hard, you got it. Can they get by the guard? No. But might be a good spill for him, depending on where this comes to rest. It's going to come to rest in the full 8. We've got someone swimming behind it. Love that.
I'm a big fan of all the little 2 and 3% improvements that you can make to a game, and one of them is that sometimes when a rock may or may not end up in the house, you can sweep the side that you want it to go to. And there's some sort of effect with physics where there'll be a slip and cause your rock to drift back into the house towards your broom where you're melting the ice, or not. I've also seen it explained recently the complete opposite way, but that's curling for you. The fun part is that our physics of this game are not completely understood yet, although there's a lot of really cool science out there. There's a guy, Glenn Pauly, that does a lot of cool scientific studies. They did some on the melting of ice and the location of maximum friction and heat on a broom head. So it's pretty much when you're sweeping at a 45-degree angle, or sweeping in general, I think 75% of your impact is on your away stroke, and almost nothing on your pullback stroke. And most of your friction is actually on the far side of your pad, and it's only the size of about maybe an index finger across the upper face of your pad in the horizontal area. But I'm a big fan of improving my sweep game, because even when I don't throw well in a given game, I can still sweep 4 or 6 rocks to the best of my ability. And I've kind of taken to the whole new blading thing that the pros are doing with a vertical broom head when they really want to induce some scratches onto the ice and heat, make a rock carve over. I feel that I was able to do that quite a few times in today's 2 games. It's a positive effect for my team. Over on sheet 2, again, tie ball game. Team Meller up is trying to get rid of this red rock. It's currently sitting shot. They'd probably love to flop to either side. They don't really want to nose here, but nose wouldn't be the worst, because if red happened to nose right back on it, they wouldn't be shot. This is pretty nice. I like this. They're going to get a slight flop, partially under cover. Sets up an interesting shot. Is Senzelli, do they want to drive their own red rock into the crotch of the 2 yellows? They could also throw like a weird slash as long as you threw a ton of weight right at the center line, but you would lose your shooter, so probably not going to call that. They could also just try to chip out the left yellow, and if you hit enough of it, transfer enough weight, your shooter would flop and maybe stay under cover. I kind of like the shot they're going to call, though. They're going to run the red back into the crotch of these yellows. This has the highest chance of success, I think. I have not mentioned Shaheen Basiri, also playing in a Bucks. His number 28 is in memory of a friend. He's been playing for 12 years. And as a member of a U21 team, that means they started pretty young. I'd say a good shot from red there. Nice result. They ran the red back. They didn't quite get into the crotch of the 2 yellows, so they drove 1 yellow off. They lost the shooter, but they did roll their red kind of out of the way. Kind of threatening yellow, like, hey, if you don't protect this, we've got an open look at it. And they also kept their, the red rock that they ran back was able to spill out to the right, but still sit as a biter over in the 12-foot. So it's a rock they could score, especially since they have hammer. It's a good result. Shaheen, Daniel, and Dylan all play out of Bucks. Nick and Shaheen have been playing together for 7 years. Last year, they got the bronze medal in the U18s, which is awesome. Hats off to our coordinators here. Our P.C.C. Stone annual men's event here in March. recent years has been run by Scott DePalma, our coordinator. Scott put together a really cool set of new pins that kind of feature all of our event names. The Ed Erickson Bowl, the Garden State Trophy, Earl Conrad Shield. And our Peter C. Christofferson Trophy. I didn't know Ed or Peter here before my time here at this curling club, but I did know Earl. Passed away quickly and unexpectedly a couple seasons back. Well loved by everyone. And it's really cool that they've named our fourth event here in Sheet 2 in his honor. I think you would get a kick out of that. Earl was always heavily involved in this spiel as well. He would always give the speeches and give away the various prizes and gratitude for folks that had made the P.C.C. Stone, attended for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, etc. Link Hefner, a longtime Plainfield member that recently moved away, he had his 40th Plainfield Stone this season. And he was gifted a custom crokinole board that our members put together and had crafted. Really cool, useful gift for a curler. Crokinole being a lot of fun and a popular side activity in the room. This is a nice shot on sheet 2. Is it going to jam? I think so. It's going to roll out. Big sweep. Big sweep from Daniel. Still better than they found it, though. Although Yell is going to steal one with the end of that. That keeps our action alive, though. As we enter our 8th and potentially final end. Just as a reminder, if we do have a tie in any of our finals here this afternoon, we do play a full extra end. So after 7, Team Meller is up by 1. Team Sanzelli has got the hammer, down by 1. It's pretty even money on how this is going to turn out. So let's see what the opening move is going to be. Is he going to put it in the house and challenge? Is he going to throw a classic center guard? I think both teams are a high enough caliber here. They're not going to just throw it through. Don't get it wrong. Never know. Given Bill Pescoff's release and precision, I don't think he's throwing this rock through. Over on sheet 1, Barry Klein is delivering his first rock of our 7th end. Looks like Yellow is currently sitting 1 behind Tupper. Barry's probably either straight drawing or trying to freeze on top of that Yellow. If they can get it by. Oh, they came up. They decided they were on the guard already. I'm going to open the guards up. I think if I'm Yellow, I'm probably just going to protect. I might even just kind of split. Really do a lot of things on this line. Roughly the center line here. Yeah, freeze is pretty good too. Oh, hell yeah, thank you. I just delivered the gift of some steaks from our coordinator. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Tremendous stakes this weekend from one of our new members. I don't know if he's a professional chef or just a high caliber hobbyist, but they were delicious. This is probably the one weekend a year I eat the most asparagus as well. It's delicious as well. If you could char anything or brown anything, I would like it to its maximum char and brown. And they were exactly how I like it. On sheet 2 again. We've got a 1-point game. And our steel team here, Mellerup was trying to come underneath. A little narrow. Frankly, a little bit hot, so bumping off that center guard is probably all right for them. I think Senzelli's going to answer by drawing under. But Senzelli's at a kind of a point in this final end. You have hammer, you're down 1. This is kind of the moment where you decide, are we going to clear everything out and make sure that our hammer has open paint? Or are we going to be the first ones to bury and try to bury 2 rocks? I'm guessing by the target broom here, they have elected to go all in and use those center guards and be the first ones there. Ideally for them, they would probably like to be top 8, top 4 here. Maybe on center, just to the left of center. Don't want to crash the guard. They don't want to be behind T-line. They probably don't want to leave another guard either. So, not much room for error. Looks pretty good. Will it bury, though? We've got both sweepers trying to bury the rock. Nice effort. And it's in that success range, or pretty much top house. It's kind of a limited zone that they could afford. Partially buried. And now Team Mellerup's under the same situation. Well, you know, they got to be a little worried about that red rock that's in the rings, because they don't want to give up more than 1 for the tie. But they also have to be worried about that red rock being pumped up. They're not going to clear it either. I think both teams are kind of going for the buried shot rock. That's always pretty exciting. It's more fun to watch, I think. And sheetrock, the red 8 is away from Barry Klein. Here in the 7th, it's on a guard. Ooh. It does drive the guard in, though. It's going to leave yellow sitting 1, maybe 2. I think yellow's just going to draw to paint. Go up 7, probably handshakes. But things can happen. We'll see. So our hammer here in the 7th end in our A event final in sheet 1 from Cody CLOUSER. They see a little something in front of the hack there. What a good sweeper does is stops the action to make sure that there's no particles or pieces of rubber or hair or anything else. All those things can ruin a shot. I'm a big proponent of, you pretty much always have time to clean the full length of the house all the way up to the hog on ahead of each one of your teammates' shots. And it might look a little tedious, but if I do it every time and I prevent, you know, even a handful of picks over the course of a 100-game season, I'm happy to do it. You only get 8 rocks per end, and if you lose 1 on a pick, it's usually pretty massive. Cody's rock is a little hot, but it's fine. They're going to take 2. We're going to see some handshakes. Congratulations to the CLOUSER rink for winning the P.C.C. Stone A event final over on sheet 1. And congratulations to the Barry Klein rink for making the A event final. That is fantastic. They're going to be coming off the ice here. For on sheet 2, we had a hit attempt. Oh, we're going to get an interesting little drag effect from this Yellowstone into the 4-foot. I got to be really happy about that. Certainly not the call, but, you know, you play the audible as it lies. You do what you can. That does shrink the rings a bit for Red's ability to get 2 for the win here with hammer. So yellow's going to have a small conference here. I think that's the way to go. Good decision. So I think the decision for Senzelli here is, well, do we draw under and try to go top button? Or do we play a soft bump towards the pin or a soft bump towards that yellow rock? It's going to be an intriguing outcome, frankly, because if they play it towards the yellow rock, it's going to leave shot rock mostly open. Dennis could like to draw down to it and freeze on the pin. Another good outcome for red here would be to kind of split the difference and run this raise back between both the red and the yellow. Even if they bump the red back by accident, they would at least be sitting corner frozen on the yellow. Let's see what we get. They're pushing it. Oh, it's really outside, though. I don't think they're going to get any of that rock. Just by. Exciting, though. Huh. So at the halfway point of the 8th end here on sheet 2, in our Earl Conrad Shield 4th event final between Mellerup and Cinzelli. Got a really tight game. Danny Stetsky with the, eventually I'm going to say the name without stumbling over it, but Danny Stetsky. I played with this guy and known him a lot. He's going to try to, I think, run this high red off and maybe flop underneath. He yelled whoa, which makes me think maybe he flipped it on the release. He might be going for a double. Oh, did they get the double? Oh no, they're going to get a jam. Oh, that's really bad. Oh, that's not good for red. It's great for yellow. That changes things quite a bit. So red very quickly is working out their best option, and I agree. I think something in like the top 8, top 12, just taking a piece of that center line away. It's a great call. The other thing that you might consider is, does yellow have the ability? Do they have enough line that they could double this from the wall side in? Not sure. Oh, Mike Malorowski, I got a very good laugh out of your text. I won't repeat it on broadcast, but I had a great laugh. I agree. I missed what happened to that red rock. Let me ask the gallery, what just happened there with the red? Oh man, it was a pick. That's a brutal pick for red. They really needed to protect shot rock here. So a mistake on the red, a mistake from Team Mellerup on the previous yellow rock, accidentally took off their own yellow with the red run back. And red looked to protect their new treasure, and they accidentally, they had the bad fortune of a pick. So this adds a lot of drama to this rock, this yellow 6 that's coming down. Looks pretty good to me. The shooter's going to flop out a little bit, but they're going to take this rock off. So really here, it's going to be a game of... Actually, there's so many outcomes that could happen right now. I mean, red clearly wants to get rid of this yellow. And they want to flop. They don't want to sit open. They could really flop to either side. But they don't want to sit open. They have to clear the yellow. Even if they nose hit, you know, you hope that your opponent misses, but you got to get this hit. A little bit of extra work. One of the sweepers here on Cinzelli. Cleaning the house, cleaning the path after you see a pick. Kind of that thing I was mentioning before where, you know, one way to dramatically reduce your chances of your team picking is to always clean your house, but it's still going to happen on occasion. Control weight hit. Got some yeses and some woes, which means the line's probably pretty great. Great sweep. Oh, they might want to stay on this. Bit of a heavier flop than they probably wanted, but considering that they're the hammer team, they know yellow's not really going to attack that back rock in the 12-foot. They don't have to worry about the fact that they flopped a little deeper than they might have wanted. It's kind of an inconsequential rock. Could be highly consequential when it comes to scoring this end, but it's nothing that they're going to attack. So you know how we were talking before about, you know, hey, Are you able to see this this red rock in the 8-foot from the wall side? Well, maybe you can. Bill Peskoff asks to skip Dennis Miller up. What kind of weight he's going to throw here? He's going to throw hack weight. He's going to hope to cross the face and flop under and maybe sit in the right 4-foot underneath those 2 high guards. This has been a touchy line, though, the last couple weeks of play. I feel like you're far enough from the wall that this definitely curls. We'll see. Trick's going to be if you don't throw, enough weight, it's going to curl into that guard. If you throw too much weight, it probably won't come back. He yelled out hack. That was the goal. Push it. So Bill Peskoff's going to be on this rock. Trying to lay some scratches into the ice. They're going to at least get to nose. Nice rock. Got to be happy with that. I mean, of course your opponent can come chase it, but they also have to throw a very touchy weight, touchy line shot. I think this is fully open, though. You can kind of see that blue line from our upper camera view. See how the guard is kind of, the red guard there is kind of to the right of that blue line. You can see that the yellow rock that's in the white rings on the left side is outside of the blue line, which means that from the hack you can probably see all of it. But again, not an easy shot. They're also going to try to carve it here. They're going to get enough. Might lose a shooter. They don't really mind, though. It's not the worst out. Oh, actually, no, that does change it. I apologize. This does give red the ability to take this yellow rock, this red rock off of the rings. Bill Peskoff with authority saying, I would love to put it in the 4-foot, but I think he accidentally he hit the 4-foot harder than he expected, and he quickly apologized to all the other curlers. I don't think that Bill got his wish. I think that Team Mellerup is electing to take off this red rock in the back 12-foot. The goal here is basically saying, we don't want to lose. We'll accept a tie and an extra end, but we're not. We're going to try to take the remaining red rock off the ring here and try to force the other skip to 1. Huge rock here, though, with our yellow 8. He'd love to stick around. He'd love to flop underneath, but he really has to hit this red. So let's see how it goes. If he hits the red and drives it out of the rings in any capacity, it's a great result. Doesn't need to stick around, but it's nice. Okay. So now we basically challenge his red. Yellow's sitting 2. Red's just got to draw it a full 8-foot, that white ring, or better, to force a tie. I like the call that Yellow's making here. They're saying, let's come this way. That way, if you're, oh no, they're gonna elect to go the other way. So that's part of curling, the skips and the vices are trying to read the ice throughout the game, and the ice is going to change, as is the amount of curl on each one of these lines and the amount of speed that the pebble still has on it. Plus the fact that the sheet 1 also wore down and was exited many minutes ago. Uh-oh, I heard all there, can't touch it. Big rock here. They're looking to score, to take 1. I think they're going to get it. Over and off. We're going to see an extra end here in our 4th event final at sheet 2. Exciting. Bonus curling. I think we have a 5:30 league game that's scheduled to start, but no one's going to mind. Don Bear, are you in the Sunday League, or are you also playing? Don will be heading out. Don, what days don't you play these days? Don says he does not play Mondays and Thursdays. That is, Don is living the life. I aspire to do that someday as well. Spend 5 out of 7 days at a curling club for half the year. Great time, great people, great competition. I got asked by Don. I got asked by some members of the Sanzelli family earlier today who the ice shed was named after, and I told them it was named after you. And Don used to take the blade. What's the name of the blade you had to used to use? What is that called? It's a hand scraper. How wide is that thing? Is that like 2 feet wide? Okay. Okay. So before the advent of the scraper blades that we use to basically just like take off the top pebble and ensure that the ice stays mostly flat, every 4 or 5 games of curling, our volunteer ice crews at most of the clubs will go out there and they'll spend about an hour and a half scraping the ice. But before the advent of the scrapers, machines that weigh several hundred pounds, have big thick tires, and like a 150-pound blade, there were hand scrapers. So I was just asking Don, what was the size of that blade that he used to have to use. But yeah, he'd be out there with a 1.5 foot long blade and just physically over the entire, I don't even know, what would this be? This would be like 120 feet by about 28 feet. So that entire surface area of ice, I cannot imagine just using my body weight and my arms and my back and everything else to just hand scrape by eye and feel the ice back to level with a 1.5 foot blade. That must have taken so much effort. So to answer the Sanzelli family's question from earlier, I said the ice rink is named after Don Baird. He's our head ice guy for quite a while before my time. Currently plays 5 nights a week here at Plainfield. Don's a great skip and a great guy, and calls really good ice. Always in good spirits. And I thank Don for all of the many years that he kept our ice here. If you're watching on sheet 1, you're not seeing anything. I should close that feed. I will in a second. But if you're watching on sheet 2, you're seeing bonus curling, because we have a tie ball game here in the extra end in our 4th event, Earl Conrad Trophy, between Team Mellerup and Team Sanzelli. Can they get it by the guard? Oh, they do. Can they bring it into the house? It's going to be a touch short. Still a great sweep. See what Yellow likes to do here with hammer. I think I like the tap. Dennis agrees. Shows his lead Bill Peskoff using his broom that he would like T-line wait for this tap up. You can see that Dennis held the broom sideways in his hand. That says from 100 feet away that we're going to try to tap a rock up. It's always good to have hand signals in a loud arena. Hey. Hello, Adam Klein. Hello. Good to see you. So that tap attempt was unsuccessful. It does move the guard a bit out of the way for both teams. Going to open up the possibility for future taps. Sanzelli's saying, we're trying to steal one here, so the more guards in the way, that's all in our favor. Let's leave them where they are. Let's try to come back from the open side here. At least try to take away this path. Even if they're short, it's still acceptable. Still good result. Going to go make good on that earlier promise to close sheet 1. Oh, Daniel Dudd is playing right now for the College Nationals, first event finals for Princeton. Heck yeah. I hope he does well. His Princeton teammates have been attending some of our Monday night games. Great sweep for Cinzelli here. Rock's mostly buried. Dennis, seeing as he has a hammer, well, a classic call here might be, let's just throw back line to Hack Wade, and we'll try to get by the guard, and then we'll try to hit that red rock so we can kind of see how. No, don't do that. It's an extra end. It's a 1-point game. You have hammer. You take away this. You remove this guard. And that's the call made. That's what they're going for here. Great shot. Lose the shooter. Lose the red guard. Basically tell your opponent, hey, you got to put it back. And that's what Cinzelli's going to do. Yeah, Cinzelli's got a nice rock there in the top 8, and they're smart to protect it. Go ahead and end another one here. A nice guard from Cinzelli. Dennis is going to take another guard away. This time he's going to take the tighter one. Maybe get a 2-for-1 special if he can get this run back. Oh, thank you, Chris Springer, from half an hour ago. A compliment